Wow,
Thank you very
blew
much.
my eardrums out.
I try to do what I can do when I can do it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we should be getting up now.
Uh-oh. Hey, I just want you guys to know we're going head-to-head with AEW right now.
Of course we are.
Yeah.
The
Why not?
show 3 of the women's tournament. We're going head-to-head with.
Oh, man. I don't want to do that. Sorry, AEW. Please don't be mad.
Don't forget to hit record.
Oh, I won't. We haven't gotten there yet.
Don't say you won't, because you have.
I know I have. But it's been a minute. It's been like a minute and a half.
Okay. You're right, but don't say you haven't, because you have.
No, I have. I have.
I'm just
Don't jinx
reminding.
yourself, man.
I'm trying to be a team player.
I feel you. I appreciate it.
Is that why you shaved the beard to be a kind of?
I don't listen.
Hey, we gotta discuss
Yes,
that like
actually.
on
We'll,
recording.
Technically,
we'll,
yes.
we'll discuss that. We'll get to
Yeah,
that.
we definitely
okay?
gotta discuss that like on recording.
He
Hold
put
on.
Philippe Pepsi. Wendy, look at his name.
Philippe Pepsi. Oh, him and Wendy.
Salty.
Him and Wendy gonna be beefing tonight. I can just tell.
Right?
All right.
This
I'm
is
just
gonna
gonna be
be a
salty and
great show.
antagonistic for the rest
Everybody
of the
just-
evening.
For a minute, just let's get this shit on the road. All right, well, welcome back, and I guess before we get the fun rolling here, we should take a minute and just say rest in peace to Joseph Hudson, aka Josephus, also known as one of my favorites in NWA and wrestling in general, the Question Mark, who passed away this week. Yeah, unexpectedly is kind of an understatement, but it's just. It's just another sad day for wrestling. Like, we've had a lot of them already, and this is certainly up there with the Brodies and everybody else. I know, like, as soon as we started to have NWA talent flown into AEW, one of the first things I said was like, we need the Question Mark and Orange Cassidy today.
God, that would have been so amazing.
That would have
Right.
been incredible. Oh my god.
And unfortunately, you know, that's never going to happen. But more importantly, you know, a lot of people lost somebody special. A lot of fans are hurting. I know this man's family's hurting. He had a small child. So we just want to offer our condolences, say rest in peace, Joe, and we love you. And with that all being said, Brucey, please take it away.
Welcome everybody to you. Hold on. It's been a minute. It's been a
Hot
minute.
ass minute, hasn't it?
Been a hot
Rusty.
ass minute. So here we go. We are the voices of. How does it go?
The square.
The
Yes,
squared
we are
circle,
the
bro.
voices. I am so much trouble
This
right
is
now.
terrible. I'm going to take it
got-
back. Just come here.
I'm about to
You guys
fire
are
you, bro.
nervous now.
It's the beard. I lost my powers. Welcome. We are the voices of the squared circle. This is Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We are a wrestling show by wrestling fans for wrestling fans. There it is. It took me
There
a
we go.
hot minute, but I got it.
He powered through, y'all.
Oh,
So here we go. Joining me, like always, is none other than the First Lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Miss Latina Heat herself, Grandma Wendy.
Psych.
Wow.
All right, here we go.
you just start like that, huh?
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We lie, we cheat, we steal. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Mama, see.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. Eddie on my wall. Rest in peace, too.
Bro, you killed
That
me.
was-
That was
Gotcha.
Bullshit.
You never know what's coming from the soundboard god. That's all I'm saying.
Also joining me, as always, every week is none other than the producer, the soundboard extraordinaire, and the man that got us all to begin the show, the jack of all trades, the master of absolutely zero, Dom.
All right, where to go?
myself and I
Him.
broke out the scarf. I broke out the MJF scarf for our
this special
guest
moment
that I will get to as soon as I'm done introducing myself.
Which is rude, by the way, but go ahead.
It is very rude, but I'm saving the best.
No
for
home
last.
training.
Thank you.
I'm saving the best for last.
Okay,
I
good-
am
good catch.
The MJF scarf wearing, the MJF Mark, the founder of TRWT, the high class one, Bruce. God, I love that. I can't get over that. Every time I hear it, it's
You're
so
welcome.
amazing. And joining us for the very first time on the
the first time ever.
For the first time ever, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Michael Cole
Baby!
is so proud of me. Michael Cole should be so proud of me.
Right.
Joining us for the very first time on an episode of
Us.
Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I said us. I corrected myself. I apologize for saying me.
Damn
the
straight.
vibe.
So rude.
Hashtag the vibe.
Hashtag rude.
Joining us. This is his nickname out of his mouth that he put in a thread.
Don't put high class in
Dirty
trouble.
mouth.
Okay, I'm trying. Listen. This is probably gonna sound really bad coming from me, but this man is our comic relief in our threads, and he calls himself. Don't block us, please. I'm so nervous. He calls himself the Black Gorbachev. Philippe. Oh my God, that was. If this episode gets shut down, I am so sorry,
Dude,
everybody.
That's why I called this episode Soon to Be Banned, because for the last 2 weeks straight, they have took us off of YouTube for absolutely nothing. So I figured, well, let's just get this
The
out and get it
dumbest of
banned so
reasons.
I can appeal it.
Let's just do it.
At least
Devin-
now maybe there's a fucking reason, because the last 2 weeks they said somebody got naked. Grandma put more clothes on in an episode and they banned us anyway.
Yep.
Devin, I'm sorry. I guess we should just get into the whole beard thing before we start talking about wrestling.
Give it a quick minute.
It is a
Let's do
bit
it.
shocking, yes.
So
I now have more beard hair than Bruce.
Yes.
This is fucked up.
I have more facial hair. I'm like, how is that possible?
Wow. So here it is. I
Curves.
was in line for a promotion at my job, and I had to shave my beard to wear a respirator. They told me I was doing great, and then they gave me the butt and demoted me. I put my 2 weeks in, and they fired me on Friday, and I started a new job on Monday. There it is.
There it
Okay.
is, folks.
Oh. Now,
So his old job took his majestic beard. I'm not going to say his job on YouTube, but to them, I just say this.
Yes,
I
right
can't
there.
make fun
Yep,
of it.
yep,
Now
yep.
Big
Right
Stone
there,
Cold Steve
right
Austin
there.
to you.
Yeah, I was a little shocked. I was a little angry until I heard that, and then I became angry at something else. So we're okay. But yeah, it is definitely good to be back. Sorry we put this off for a few days. Wendy got her second shot and wasn't feeling very well.
Man, it knocked me on my ass. Like,
Well, in the
what
meantime.
was it?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, like I got the second shot. I was fine that first day. The second day, I was like, I'm a little tired. And like the morning started, I had like some minor joint pain. By that afternoon, everything from the waist down hurt so bad. I just wanted to curl up and cry. And I was so exhausted. And I was like, 20-minute nap, I'll be fine. 4 hours later.
Yeah.
Yep,
And she still
that
couldn't
happened.
go. It was like, oh. And then in the
No,
meantime.
I was like half dead on my couch.
And then in the meantime, my son's ear infection came back, and he's been
He's
crazy.
had a pretty shitty week all around.
So
rough
yeah,
week, haven't we?
and I'm still dealing with the hernia. Like, ain't nothing happened with that. Ain't nothing changed on that, but the weather and the date. So we had to push things back,
Yep.
but we're glad to be here. We're glad to have some.
pay-per-view.
Yes. This is our special pay-per-view called Soon to Be Banned. But we're definitely happy to be back. Definitely happy to see some people in the live chat and decided they weren't going to catch the AEW women's tournament. Instead, they're going to come chill with us. We're going to get into that too,
Yes,
but I
thank
figured since
you.
we already brought up the question mark, we might want to talk about this whole new wrinkle with NWA that happened a day or two ago, where if you've been to NWA's YouTube channel lately, you'll notice there is not a single piece of content left. Nothing. It is bare.
Yeah.
There is less there than on Brucey's face right now. It is sad.
Dude, I have hair on my face. Just stop, okay?
That's why I said there's less. Calm down. You're a little sensitive.
I am.
I know. I get
miss
it.
it.
I get it. It's like if somebody took one of my titles. They're like, no. But yeah, and the honest part of it all was that like you could still go to Fight TV and all the episodes of Power were there. The pay-per-views were still there, but all the little specials that the YouTube channel had were gone. And so
That sucks.
I think I'm gonna let our guest chime in first if he wants to. What do we make of this whole, poof with the NWA content?
I mean, my first thought was it was some type of new production switch. Like, are they changing channels or something? But it honestly doesn't make any sense. Even from a promotional standpoint, even if you just leave clips there, it would make much more sense. Like, you don't want to put a show on there, that's fine. But putting it all on Fight TV, which honestly is a pay service,
Yeah.
which is not for everyone is able to like make that happen.
Well, you can still get the Power episodes for free. The only thing they make you pay for is pay-per-views.
Pay-per-views.
Because I went on and put on like episode 20 or something of Power just to see if it would play because they were still on there as opposed to YouTube, and it came up. It was sad too. I'm watching like Eddie Kingston walk Eli Drake and James Storm out with the tag team titles. I'm thinking, you are all gone.
Yeah, that's like weird question. Like, I don't understand. Like, it has to be some kind of new production direction they're going in.
It is.
But
It's definitely spooky. That's for sure.
So
It freaked me right the hell out.
I don't appreciate there being no formal announcement about anything
Yeah.
unless I missed something. I feel like nothing was said about it. It was
No,
just
because
kind of
I've looked into it.
surprise!
I've looked
Like,
into it since it happened. Probably Friday, I want to say, or at least it was brought, or at least I caught notice of it on Friday. And there's no announcements. There's no nothing. The last thing that's even been put out there really was Nick Aldis saying that, we're going to get an announcement from NWA in 2 or 3 weeks, and that was a month ago, and now the stuff is gone. So it is weird, but I think High Class has something burning in his brain. So go ahead.
I do. Like you just said, like I had something else I wanted to say, but I'm still going to say that. But you just brought up Aldis. Aldis actually just came out with an interview, and I actually think someone posted it in Top Rope Wrestling
I think
Talk.
so, yeah.
That he's willing now to go to AEW and defend his title. Where at the beginning he said he wouldn't.
Oh,
Yes.
that was going to be a comment I wanted to make too. Yeah.
So and
Aldis Cody 3.
The other thing is like, even if you're gonna like, there's two things with going to Fight TV. Going to Fight TV cuts off a lot of the European viewers because European viewers actually have to pay for
watch
Fight
it.
TV
Yes.
to watch everything, regular shows, everything. They have to pay for it.
That's true.
Where on YouTube they could watch it for free and then go to Fight TV and pay for the pay-per-views. The other they could have left all their podcasts and everything up on YouTube because those were amazing.
But honestly, I think a lot of the reasons they took the podcast down were many of them were from talent that is no longer there. Like they had an entire Eli Drake show, and Eli Drake doesn't exist anymore. Now it's LA Knight.
We rebuked this. We don't know this LA Knight. Who is this?
He sounds like an 80s era detective.
And by the way,
Right?
shout out to my big evil brother Gonzalo, who's in the chat and said maybe John Cena is the new owner, so we can't see any of them.
I would be at
my boy.
I wouldn't mind Cena owning NWA because he would be. I think he would be great. I really do. Like I think he's actually got a great wrestling mind.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But
And he's got a
William,
good head for
now
wrestling.
William has done a pretty
done
tremendous
amazing.
job
Yeah, he needs
resurrecting
help.
all this. The pandemic fucked him up. That's the
Oh,
biggest
yeah.
thing here. But he was in stride, headed for the Crockett Cup, headed for a real arena, the whole nine, and then the pandemic came in and squashed all that.
Yeah.
So I can't really knock William for that because to that point NWA was climbing and then COVID kicked their ass.
But it
I
was
did look around a
fire.
little. And I had my man Brett from the Gallimore Grappling Report put something in Top Rope, and I confirmed it, that apparently NWA is going in for TV tapings March 21st to like the 24th.
Okay.
They've
So
got 8
maybe-
people on their roster.
That's what I was going
We
to say.
can work
Like
with
maybe
it. We
they're
can make
starting
something
fresh.
happen.
But looking at
Or-
NWA's roster, they have like 4 women and maybe 6 men. And
That
one
we know
ref.
of. We don't know if maybe they've signed on some
One
talent,
referee.
like
So
Loki or
Brian
Wyatt.
Hebner is going to be a busy motherfucker. He's never getting out of that ring.
I mean,
So-
they could do what AEW does and just bring in talent just for that match or that.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Well, they still have a working relationship with ROH, I believe.
And obviously they've got to be working with AEW because their champion is signed to AEW. So they could probably bring in
Their
a little
top
bit of talent.
women's star is wrestling over there as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They could bring in a little bit of talent from AEW, and maybe not huge names, but at least known guys to kind of come back
Top
and
Flight over there and win the tag titles. That would be amazing.
that would be like the opposite
Top
of what
Flight is damn
NWA
good,
is
though.
trying to do, though.
Why
Like
not?
we're
They
old
got the-
school,
they got
we're
the-
Smash Mouth. Let's get the guys that flip and flop to come win our tag title.
I mean,
We just had James Storm and Eli Drake, and we're transitioning into Top Flight. There's a huge
it's not the
gap.
worst. It's not the worst, really.
Not the worst.
It isn't, but I'm just saying there's a
They
huge
can
gap
give it to the
between
Rock and
those
Roll
two and
Express that
Top
can
Flight.
barely walk.
Can we do a little
Yeah,
extra?
come on,
They
me-
don't know
Walkers.
what they is.
Even that is a
They
little
don't
bit
even
of
know
a
who the hell
transition.
they are.
That's a smaller transition from elderly abuse to James Storm and Eli Drake than
That is
James Storm
true.
and Eli Drake to Top Flight. That's from that's this compared to that.
Just give it to the Steiner brothers and call it a day.
Yes.
So can we do a quick little exercise? Because the Nick Aldis thing was something I was wondering.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Can we fantasy book Nick Aldis? Because I've actually thought about this.
Oh, I would love that.
And I actually don't want it to be Cody because honestly,
No.
I'm a little tired.
No,
of
I
it.
could do without that.
But honestly, there's a part of me that really wants him and Dustin to go at it for a little bit.
Yes.
Yes.
I was just
Justin
leaning
has
towards
like
that.
Like Justin has an NWA heritage already because he's been a
Yes.
tag team champion, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
literally like I mean I'm not saying Dustin should win the belt, although the fact that if you can get 3 roads to actually hold the title, it'd be kind of funny.
I think Dustin should win it because,
So-
like, his whole career, Dustin has never won the main championship in
Mm-hmm.
a promotion that he was in. So if he went and took on all this on AEW and won the NWA title, it would just be like a fitting end, and he could always pull a Cody and drop it a month later.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah.
like drop it back to all this, and then they could move on from there. But yeah, that is definitely a good one. I would kind of like to see Aldis and Jericho.
Okay.
Yeah. My thing, like for me, I want to see Omega and Aldis just because their styles are so friggin' different. I want to see the
yes.
magic that they can.
You just want to see Kenny get another belt.
Well, yes, and actually that was part of the article.
Another gem on the glove.
That was part of the article about Aldis coming over. Was he was coming over to be part of Kenny's belt collector storyline?
Oh,
Okay.
Because
That's some bad-
NWA was on the gauntlet that he had in the
Yeah,
That's
it
very
was.
true.
It was.
That's very true.
This is true.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And now they have 2 titles to win in Impact. So
Oh, we're gonna talk about that later. Moose is
yeah, we're gonna
We'll
talk
get
about
to
that
that.
a little
We'll
bit
get to
later.
Moose is
But
fire.
yeah, I would definitely like Jericho. I would like to see like Aldis Kingston. That would be
I
kind of
kind of
dope.
want to see. Not gonna lie. I hate myself for saying this though. I would
Uh-oh.
like to see Aldis and MJF because I
So
would like
would I.
MJF
Yeah, I
to.
would.
Mm,
Because I
the
want
same
him to
way. I
do
would-
something
yes.
along the lines of
That would
being
be
the
good.
future of wrestling
Mhm.
because of the age difference.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
years within wrestling, the big difference
that would be
there.
good. I was
Yeah,
saving
and have
that.
MJF
Wendy,
pull that I am
thank
the
you.
future.
I was
of
saving
wrestling
that
part.
for Brucey, but since he didn't say it, I'm glad you said it.
I mean, I would.
I
You're
don't always
welcome.
put my boy over. I don't always put him over.
But we
But
always
thank you,
expect you
Wendy.
to.
I
So
I
like
know.
as soon as we get to fantasy booking, I'm like, I can't say MJF. I'm just gonna back up. Like there's no point.
I actually did think MJF, and honestly, and I'll say this right now: if he was not with the Inner Circle,
It would be
I would
perfect.
love to.
It would be
see
better.
I would love to see that match. Like
Yep.
I would love to see that match.
How would you like to see Camille stand toe to toe with Wardlow after Wardlow
Oh
tries
my
to
God.
interfere in the match?
Oh,
God, I would love that so much.
my money's
I'm
on
literally about to cry.
my money's on Camille, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's on Camille.
Wardlow gets up on the ring and Camille pulls him down by the ankle and he just
I mean,
turns
Just
and
toe
looks
to
at her
toe,
and
eye to eye.
she's
Like,
a-
what do
stands
you
and
want?
just slaps
No,
him in the
Camille-
I'll beat your ass and sell you a house, bitch. What?
If I
She
gotta
has a
break
real
it
estate
down,
license.
like scientifically, Camille is a beast.
Oh dang! Thunder Rosa beat Riho. Suck it.
Yes! Way to go, Thunder!
And Thunder Rosa came out in her Selena gear. Yes.
Oh,
She is La
Thunder
Reina.
Rosa is the next AEW Women's Champion. Can we just
tomorrow we
transition?
get
can we
Thunder
please
Rosa
say
versus
that?
Nyla
Yeah,
Rose.
we can stop and agree to that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's gonna be Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose.
Yes. Tomorrow at 7.
Oh,
I'm
that's
in.
gonna be good.
I'm
That's gonna be
in.
good. I'm definitely in. But I'm gonna give it to Thunder for the Selena gear. We're just gonna one time go.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
But yeah, oh god, I'm so happy she beat Rio. I'm not even gonna lie, because
It was close. It was close a few times there,
God.
but yeah.
There is
I was
a
watching it
wrestling
just
god.
now. Sorry, gang.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how and when Power comes back and who they can use and who they sign. But you know, now that we've talked about Thunder Rosa Rio, I think it's a good time to jump into the AEW Women's Division because we were talking about this
Transitions.
match on social
Devin, you better be
media.
listening.
I want to say a few days ago, and you know, I had made the comment that you know if the NWA Women's Champ can't beat Rio, what chance does Thunder Rosa have? And that then in turn started a whole other debate, which I'm not gonna go into the whole thing. I'm just gonna, but it was based along the lines of like what we're seeing right now, where the AEW Women's Division seems to have been secluded to YouTube or Bleacher Report or whatever. You get like one match on Dynamite, maybe, you know. And the first question I'm going to start out with is like, why exactly does AEW feel the need to kind of keep this division, I don't know, under wraps on online?
Key about it.
That's
Doesn't-
understandable
It's not.
enough.
It's not that they're keeping it low key. They're not, because let's stop and look at this. Dark went from like a half hour, 45-minute show to a fucking 3-hour show on YouTube now.
Yeah.
So it's not a low key fucking show no more because they boosted the time up because it's gotten so big and it's gotten so many views.
Yeah.
So
And they're going to be
AEW
doing
Dark's-
another dark show.
They're going to be doing it on No, it's going to be on YouTube. But
It's both. They're going to do another dark show. I think it's called like Dark Evolution, and they brought in Paul White out of nowhere to be an announcer who will eventually become an in-ring performer. I was like, wow, Captain Insano is all elite. This is some shit.
It's not-
Let Bruce finish.
It's not
Go ahead,
that-
Brucey, I'm sorry.
Not that their women's division is hidden or stacked away. It's no one's watching. The people that are bitching about it aren't watching YouTube. They're not watching them get matches. And here's the thing: everyone in attendance at Daly's Place gets to watch these women
Yeah.
because Dark is recorded the same day
As
and
Dynamite.
night that Dynamite is.
Mhm.
So people are seeing them. You're just not seeing them on Dynamite. And here's
Yeah.
the other fucking thing: WWE's women, they get one, maybe two matches on a 3-hour show, one match on a 2-hour show, just like AEW.
I was just
What the
about to say
fuck?
that. I know people complain like, "Where's the AEW Women's Champion? Where are they on Dynamite?" But if you look at Dynamite, they had one match, which was Nyla Rose versus Britt Baker, which I think we can all
Amazing.
agree
Yeah.
could have been the
A
match
great
of the
match.
night.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and we're gonna talk about that some more too. But then you go to like say Friday Night SmackDown, and they had one women's tag match in 2 hours, just like Dynamite did.
28 minutes of wrestling on that entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AEW had 55, by the way. I'm just saying. In the same amount of time. In the same amount of time, in the same 2-hour slot, one woman's
And
match on
that's-
Dynamite.
that's the thing, though,
One
like, even
woman's
though-
match.
Even though both had one women's match on their show, I feel like AEW dedicated more time to that match than the E did.
He's like a 10-minute match, 5-minute match.
Yeah.
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 And even if it is, it's like, okay, their match, no offense to these people because I know they're talented, but the match was Natty and Tamina versus the Riot Squad. Where is this going? The answer is nowhere. At least with Nyla and Britt Baker, it was a tremendous match leading to, what is going to now be Nyla versus Thunder Rosa, which could be another tremendous match. Whereas, so the Riot Squad and Natty and Tamina got together. It was Liv versus Tamina, and they were and the tag partners were on the outside. But these two fight. Okay, so maybe they'll have a tag match later on, and then maybe they'll somewhere down the line lose to Nia and Shayna.
Yeah.
Outside of that, where's it going? At least with AEW, it's going somewhere.
So can I address one issue?
Absolutely.
Legit.
Sure. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Honestly, I watched Dark and Dynamite.
Me too.
I think the reason I get bitchy about the Dynamite part is because of the fact that, like you said, I don't mind the fact that there's less women matches. I mean, I don't like it, but I find it. But I kind of feel like you get the women to show up there, they earn the spot. But I feel like they could do a little bit more balance. And the reason I wanted to be on Dynamite is because, let's face it, that's their flagship show.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So doing a little bit of a respect to them, you don't have to make a half a segment where it's all women wrestlers, but if you do a little sprinkle, it's the same. You treat it the same way you do their tag team division. It's like you kind of find a way to do a balance. You can't. Obviously, storylines being what they are, you can't always do that. But I just feel like what drives me insane, honestly, is when you look into the stands or in the area around the ring, it's like half a whole soccer team down there, and you're like, what is? Can we just, because remember the time they had that fight where literally Nyla Rose decided to fight the entire women's division outside of the ring?
Yep.
Yes.
I was like,
and
where
win.
are these people coming from? And please get them in the ring.
Yeah. Believe me, I understand people saying women need to be on TV more, because I agree with that. And I think I've said it on this show before. I probably follow women's wrestling a little closer than men's these days. So, yeah, women should be on TV more. But at the same time, when AEW's women are getting as much time as SmackDown's women on the same show, on the same, in the same time slot, it feels like you're picking on AEW. Because my next question was going to be, when you look at AEW's female roster, that whole women's division,
it really is.
Could they stack up with pretty much anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because my whole thing was
Dude, I could go on.
Yeah, because my whole thing with it was I think they could compete with the Knockouts division. I think they could compete with SmackDown. I think they could definitely compete with NXT UK, because there's barely anybody there. Then when you get to NXT, that division is loaded, and it just got Taya Valkyrie. So that one's a little tougher. Raw might be a little tougher just from talent and star power. But outside of that, if you look it's Raw, it's NXT, and then I said AEW and then SmackDown. And when I said that, a lot of people got mad. But when you look at the division, when you look at Nyla, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, even Riho, as much as I don't like her, Sheeta, a returning Statlander, Big Swole,
Britt Baker,
Shayna,
Abaddon.
Yeah.
We just named 10 people, and SmackDown's entire division.
Velvet, whatever.
There's 11. Then you got Jade.
Like
you got Jade coming in. So there's 12. Okay, let's just stop there for a minute. That's a dozen, right?
Do you know many? Ivelisse.
Okay. Do you know how many women total are on the SmackDown women's roster? 9.
I was too off.
The whole roster, 9 women.
And
we
you
just
only
rattled
see
off
4.
12 to 14 names. So even if the talent, yes, maybe Sasha Banks is probably a better wrestler than most of the women in AEW.
That's one.
Exactly. Bianca Belair is great. But and we know Natty's talented, but we also put her on Mount Jobsmore back in the day with Shells.
This is
true.
She had a farting gimmick.
That too.
Yeah.
Among other things, crazy cat lady, you name it. At least calling herself the Boat is an upgrade. But it just feels the best of all time, the Boat. That's her gimmick now.
That is not a good word choice.
I don't think it is either. But that's what they went with. Even now with Tamina, they almost
that's
busted
what you
out.
Call, like that sounds like.
I think
like
Wendy
a
might have
white
saw
stripper,
this.
Like
Wendy might have saw this Friday on SmackDown, so she can back me up. During that match with Tamina, they almost broke out the AEW Dark slogan. They changed it a little bit. They said Tamina used to be reliable and now she's undeniable.
yeah,
Kind of
I was
sound like
that sounds
undesirable to
familiar.
undeniable. Like you removed one word, you replaced it
That's
with
like
another, and
that's
you're
like
like,
the,
go ahead.
the old "Can I copy your homework" meme.
Yeah, but change it up a little bit so nobody knows.
So no one
Okay,
knows.
she was once reliable, now she's undeniable.
I'm like, but why can't she still be reliable? Like, why is that a bad thing?
Why she gotta be
She was never
unreliable though?
reliable.
As
She
someone
was
who is
always hurt.
unreliable,
Exactly. They can't
reliable's
call her
not bad.
reliable because she's on the injured list like 5 times a year. So
Keep in
Five.
mind also, it's a little bit of a kind of a compliment to AEW because here's the thing: all their women matches are quality, and people are just asking to have more of it. Because honestly,
Yes.
that Nyla Rose match with Britt Baker, I know we make fun of Britt a lot, but that was amazing.
no, what?
I know I constantly complain about Nyla being gassed out too quickly. She's damn good in that ring, though.
Yeah,
Like,
we had a talk about that during the Dynamite thread on Wednesday, where I was
we
like,
had
"Does it really matter?"
gentleman's discussion.
No, it was just a talk where it was like,
Yeah.
if you look at Nyla right now and you look at the way she's breathing heavy, but she's still doing all this stuff in the ring, it reminds you of like maybe a debuting Yokozuna when he was in like the 500-pound range. Like he'd breathe heavy, but he'd give you a damn good
He'd
match,
give you a damn
even
good
if it
match,
went
yeah.
20 minutes, like that
Yeah.
match with Nyla and Britt. So, I'm not really upset about her like breathing heavy. Because she can do it. Like, if she got in the ring more, if she got used more, she might not be
Yeah.
breathing so heavy. But the bitch isn't, so therefore.
Cardio up. Get that cardio going.
Yeah.
Does anybody that's ever trained, ever wrestled, will tell you the same thing. The only way to get into ring shape is to get in a
In
ring.
the ring.
You can do cardio all day long, and you will still gas yourself out in the ring. Nothing prepares you for it like being in it. And Nyla, I really got to stop that.
I mean, it is close.
Nyla
Yeah, it's too
has not
close.
been in a ring lately. She had to quarantine herself for a couple weeks because she was exposed to somebody with COVID. She had some little injuries to deal with. It's been a while. And when she came back hard, man. That Brit match proved it. She came back hard, and I was damn proud of that. I was damn proud of her for that because that's like my native homegirl right there. So.
I just want to say that the conversation on the thread may seem like a gentleman's conversation, but they were both angry typing.
No,
They were
we really
angrily
weren't.
typing, and we just couldn't see
We really
how
weren't.
angry and
We
pissed
were
off
just
they
like-
really were. They were like,
I was just in the middle of it after the match.
little
They went to
thumbs were
commercial. They went to commercial, and during the commercial, I was like, "So Wendy, do you really have a problem with her breathing heavy after a match like that?" And we discussed it because that's the cool thing about our group.
Let's not forget, Britt did take a tour around Daly's place to let her catch her breath.
Yeah.
Very true.
This is true. This is true.
Oh, and Brian, I did not forget Layla Hirsch. I think she's gonna be
I
good
hate
too.
her. She's horrible.
Why?
You hate some weird people for some weird reason. Like all these people that like everybody likes, Brucey doesn't like.
her.
I will give you Veda, but
Like Layla Hirsch, don't like her.
don't-
Shotzi Blackheart, don't like her.
Yeah, that one I don't
No.
understand. I
I
love
don't understand that
Shotzi.
either.
I don't like anyone that poops on a table and sells it. No.
Hey, if I could get away with
No,
it,
I
I'd be
just-
doing it
I
too.
just-
Okay,
don't
I
see
need
it.
some money.
It's not
it.
it's not her fault that Sims be simping, bro.
Exactly.
Bro, I don't know. I just don't get it with her. I'm just not a fan.
Exactly.
It's
Sims
just
be
like I'm
simping.
not a fan of what's her name that I put on Facebook this morning.
Veda.
Veda Scott. I'm not a fan of her.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that one I
Exactly.
kind of get though. That one I kind of get. Like I've
Yeah.
always, as I said, I've been in like meh with Veda Scott, whether
I
it's in
watched
the
Penelope
ring.
Ford whoop her ass this morning, and it was amazing.
Oh, that must have been fun. But there's
Good way
another
to wake
one.
up.
Now we're up to 16 in the AEW
Oh, I
Women's
forgot about
division.
Ford, yeah.
And we're still on 9 in SmackDowns. So it's like you might have some talent. You got some talent, but they got the numbers.
Did we
Have you ever
mention
been in a
Penelope
fight and been
Ford?
outnumbered?
Oh,
It's
I
not
just did.
easy.
Okay.
I mean, I do.
We
enjoy
didn't say Penelope. We just did.
See, I gotta tell you, Penelope is the one that's annoyed me because honestly, I know they're doing the valet thing. I need her to wrestle because that
She's
last match I
amazing.
saw her,
Who?
the last match I saw her, and she was amazing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
she needs to put more work in because she could be great. Like
She
could
could.
really be that. She could be that. Like
That's my-
top class. Like heel.
That's my hometown homegirl
that?
who I love.
Could be that breakout, man.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Penelope Ford.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
she's very good. Like they should definitely, that's what I mean. They have the women. They could put them on TV, but then some of this goes back to what I think one of the things we were talking about before we got on live with everybody. I think even before Wendy showed up was like there are a lot of people out there that say, "Well, I shouldn't have to watch BTE. I shouldn't have to watch YouTube."
Okay, well then don't miss out on that shit, and then like bitch and bemoan like an idiot.
So
That's on you.
I was just gonna ask what are our responses to that, but Wendy had.
Well, now you know how I feel about it. Bunch of fucking goons.
Wendy just came in with the whole ass vibe and just took over.
So look, tonight's
Brucey.
like the first night I've ever been talked about this much in the fucking chat. This is the first time
It's the
my
beard,
name's ever
bro.
been
Not
mentioned.
shut up about you.
So Peter goes, Bruce likes to think he's cool, not liking people that other people like. That's my
Hey, at
cool
least he didn't
factor.
mention the beard though. That's a
my
good thing.
And then Brian goes on, just as Guido was for Okada, Don Callis for Kenny Omega, Bruce should be the hype man for MJF. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I still like our big evil brother in the chat when I brought up Paul White said next thing you know Top Rope will be all elite. I'm like, oh please.
Yeah.
I want that. I want that meme.
Money.
I want that meme that says Top Rope is all elite and we're standing
I'm
there
not
like
far.
Yes.
I'm only a
Yes.
couple hours
we're standing
away,
there like,
TK.
I hate Florida, but I'll move to it. Just
I got my
for
master of
AEW.
none. Oh no, I will pack up and move to Florida. If
Like,
you make
Dr.
us
Pack
all
your
elite,
bags, transfer to a Jacksonville store. We out.
if you put us on that YouTube channel, if you make us all elite, I will gladly do whatever the fuck you want me to do, TK. But that would be great.
Right?
Just
I
that
could talk
meme.
AEW
Top rope is all
every
elite.
day.
You see us three. like Bruce in the Burberry scarf. I'm holding my title. Wendy's got her snack.
You'd have to get an
You know?
AEW title.
Right? You need that.
I would have to. I would have to be like, yo, Brian, because Wendy acts like we're buddies. So Brian, can I borrow that FTW title for a minute? Thank you.
You running down the street.
Still getting used to no beard.
We're good. Don't get used to it. It's
too
coming
used to it.
back.
It's coming. Yes.
It'll return.
It won't be
The
long
beard.
Go
before
on the
Brucey.
adventure with me.
It won't be long
Yeah.
before Brucey has more facial hair than me, so we're okay.
I'm already
just one night.
Paul White now.
But yeah, let's see. Was there anything else? Oh no, getting used to the beard. Okay, that was the last one. Cool. Now, oh, and I guess we could clump it in here since we're talking about the AEW women's division overall. Chris had a question about Abaddon, and this is kind of like completely fantasy booking, like because he started the question with quote when Abaddon wins the title, which there's a long way to go for that to happen. I mean, my scary little homegirl's not even in the tournament, so but that's where it starts. When Abaddon becomes champ, how would you book her winning the world championship?
She's gonna have to go over on a real baby face. Like it's
Right?
It's almost like she has to. Wendy, plug your ears. It's plug your ears, Wendy.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs. It's almost like she's gonna have to go over on Riho or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's gonna have
Okay,
to go
Philippe
over on a
agrees.
Riho or someone like that.
I'm gonna
for
go
her
the
to win
simple-
I'm
title.
gonna have to agree.
I'm gonna go the simple route. Like whoever wins, like the tournament winner versus Shida. Whoever wins that, Abaddon attacks them. The next
She's
thing
not
you
taking
know,
the title from Thunder Rosa.
Yeah. She's not.
that's kind of a match I'd like to see though, because they're
I'd
both
like to see
dark.
it, but she ain't
They're both
taking the title
spooky,
from
but
Rosa.
but Thunder is obviously a face, and it would be one of those dark, scary matches. Like, can we move it to Impact and make it a Monsters Ball?
That's gonna be.
That would be kinda
If
dope.
it was like MLW Aztec Temple kind of thing,
Yeah.
then it could.
Brucey
be
doesn't
like,
believe in that, by the way.
Don't really
Even
like
though
that
it's all
because-
right there in front of him.
But no, because I was just thinking like then it could be like
gonna go down the
undead
shithole
women
'cause Del
going
Rio's
after each
gonna run
other. Because Abaddon is like the living dead girl.
Mhm.
It's
And
Dario
Thunder
Cueto.
Rosa always does the Dia de los Muertos face, so that
And
would
she
be
is from
like
the graveyards of Tijuana.
exactly.
Oh
exactly.
yeah,
And
that
it would be like
better.
the undead match. Ooh.
Like Monster Ball would be great. That would be even better. I just brought regular cake. She brought like double fudge to the table, and it was like, oh
welcome.
shit, you beat
Now-
me. Okay,
Brucey.
I'm gonna have a slice.
we thought it was crazy when Deeb won the NWA Women's title and brought it to AEW.
Yeah,
Now, let's say Rosa does win the AEW title and then
And brings it to NWA?
debuts it on the new NWA show.
That would
Wow.
be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's why I was thinking you have Thunder, because the next question he had said, because it was a two-parter, was who could end up taking the title when, the time comes when Abaddon wins it. And I was going to say it would be a back and forth kind of thing, like let Thunder Rosa win, let Abaddon take it, let Thunder Rosa take it back, and then when NWA pops back up, you see her like the following, like the week after Dynamite, on NWA Power as it's returning in the middle of the ring holding the AEW Women's Championship.
Yes.
That is some great shit. I don't know how else you would do it. Does anybody have an alternative?
Again, I as much as I fucking hate the little child, it's gonna be like a Riho scenario. Like, listen, they could play this whole Abaddon thing the way the Randy Orton and Fiend should have played out.
Mm.
They could go that route. They could have Riho beat Abaddon, okay, and then like they have vignettes and skits of her coming back and then taking the title
Right.
from Riho, and then and like she like literally like kind of like when Riho went away after Thunder Rosa, but freaking I can't even fucking think tonight. Nyla Rose destroyed her, and she went. Thank you, Phil. I'm calling you Phil because that's what Wendy called you.
Oh, I was too lazy to type out all of Philippe.
No, it's like, Phil now. It's Phil.
Because I'm lazy.
It's
man.
done.
It's
It's
fucking Phil now.
It's Phil Pepsi. Pepsi Phil. It's Pepsi Phil. It's Pepsi Phil.
New from Pepsi. Pepsi Phil.
I'm sorry, my laziness did this to you, Philippe. My bad, bro. My bad. Fucking laziness.
No, yeah, I think Riho is kind of the one because like Riho is so loved because she is like the classic baby face.
She's so loved, but we all hate her.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
And Abaddon would literally have to do something so horrifying to her that people like she would literally be just hated by everyone. And then like you could literally
like,
have Abaddon do a thing, and then just have like her standing up. Riho could be like in like some weird like Abaddon blood thing, and like Abaddon standing.
Even turn Riho heel. Yeah. Like bring her to the undead realm and turn her heel. I could kind of like Rosemary did with the bunny.
I don't know if I can see that happening. I don't know if Rio's got it in her.
She doesn't talk, so yes, she's got it in her. All she's got to do is put a fucking mean face on and some paint, and she's good.
I know, but have you seen Rio? I don't think she ever stops smiling. Like she's just so.
Just put a weird mask on her. Just put a weird mask on her.
Yes.
Okay, that could work. That could definitely work.
Like a dark. Oh no, that'd be more a WWE move, like a dark kabuki mask. But
I mean,
WWE really likes to do that to
Oscars
Japanese
and
women.
WWE. I said Oscars and WWE. We don't need that in AEW.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like WWE really loves to like stereotype your people.
To try to smoothly transition into Dynamite, going off the women's division. Like, I honestly would have rather seen a women's match than Jake Hager and Brandon Cutler. That was just that's just me. Yeah. But it was like, what is the point of this is a dark match on Dynamite. Like, you could say the same thing maybe about the Varsity Blondes, but they showed you something. You could say the same thing about Isaiah Cassidy, but he showed you something. But when it came to Hager versus Brandon Cutler, I was like, but why?
That match was amazing.
I know.
It was awesome. Brandon Cutler fucking showed out, bro.
Fuck Brandon Cutler.
I'm kidding. That match had no reason being on Dynamite. It could have been another women's match. I thought this was like
the beardlessness talking for a second. I was like, I'll give it a pass this week. But
who the fuck is this guy, and what'd you do with Bruce?
Who's this Bruce?
That'd be good too.
Where's my guy Bruce?
Here's what I think about Brandon Cutler. If you want the definition of a guy you don't know what to do with, it's literally Brandon.
It's Brandon Cutler. He's also the definition of nepotism because you know how close he is with the Bucks. So it's like, congratulations, you're in the show.
You can't call it real nepotism because that's like the second time he's had a match on Dynamite since Dynamite's been out.
Yes, but he's probably deserved like 0 matches, so he's already 2 ahead.
No, it's not like it's not his skill. It's just like his gimmick is his. I mean, honestly, leave like
D&D gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, leave him on dark, like or something. Like,
I will say, his feud with Avalon was fucking awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I'm glad it's over, but it was pretty good.
I feel like worst case scenario, just have him go into a feud with Luther and just leave it on dark.
But yeah, are we? I mean, Dynamite was definitely a good show. Don't get me wrong, but I just when I saw that match, I was like, really? I'd rather have a women's match right here. Like this is another time you could let Penelope Ford shine or some shit.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So going into Dynamite, I know we said maybe Nyla versus Britt was like match of the night. Is there anything else we could put in there as like a like a contender for match of the night?
The main event was pretty fucking
Yeah,
good.
well, yeah.
The main event was fucking amazing.
That was
like watching Lance Archer fly and walk the top rope and moonsault is just like holy shit. Like he might have walked the top rope better than Phoenix in that match. I'm not even gonna lie.
I still hate him as a babyface, but that was a damn good match.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, as someone who's like a big fan of like the Bruiser Brodies of the world, the only one there ever was. As a fan of Bruiser Brody and like that type of wrestler, the big men who are like ground and pound brawling kind of guys, whenever I see big men fly, I am always really fucking impressed, man.
Right.
Like,
Especially when they do
have
it
that
well.
ground and pound type of style. And then for whatever reason, I'm like, why is your big ass on that top rope? Never mind. Fly, motherfucker, fly.
Especially when they do it well, because I've seen some people who are big and tried it, and it did not go well.
Oh yeah, no.
Like I was literally front row in a bingo hall when Bubba Ray Dudley tried to jump over the top and do a plunge on 3 other people, and
nope.
It looked cringeworthy before he even jumped. Like he was running, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad," and it was. So when you see guys like Archer, The Undertaker, or Mike Awesome back in the day, or even Supermax now, like taking these like beautiful dives over the top rope, or like swanton plunges and shit, you're like, wow.
So I'm gonna call out Ray Phoenix because the thing I enjoyed most about him is one of the things, and I thought Ray Mysterio did this good. It was like if you're a little dude fighting a big guy and you're taking that beating, please sell it.
Yes.
Show that beating. Like even though Ray did everything. Like I honestly thought he was actually hurt at some points because he was some drunk stumbling on a couple of punches to the face. Like you name it, I'm like, he is selling it so well. I'm like, wow, this is almost uncomfortable. And then Lance does something. And I know it's not called the Snake Eyes, but I still call it that. But when Lance Archer pulls his move, it is the most, Ray sells it so well. It's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen.
Yeah. No, that's one thing I'll give Phoenix credit for is like he makes you believe he's getting killed.
Yep.
Like go all the way back to the Temple and Mil Muertes and the casket matches, and
the fucking temple.
He would make you believe that he was getting literally killed.
You know we love the Temple. You will respect the Temple, Bruce.
You will.
Se respeta el templo.
Thank you,
bro. Listen. You talk about that Temple and LU just as much as I'm a mark for freaking MJF. So I don't want to hear shit about me talking about MJF because you bring up the Temple just as much as I bring up the fucking greatest wrestler in the world.
Thread. I was like Phoenix has been doing this for a while. Like he made you believe in that match that he was going to be killed and put in a casket and laid to rest, like for real. And that's one of the things that I love about him. I know people say he's a little too dangerous or he's going to get himself killed or whatever, and that's also true. Yep. But the man sells an ass whipping. That's a fact.
I love what Brian just said in the chat. Talk about big men who shouldn't fly. Sid fucking Vicious. You can't make hell with your foot.
Oh, God. Stop right there. I can't. Oh.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
No, Sid Vicious. No.
Nope.
Sid can do a great many things. He cannot fly.
2 things he cannot do: cut a live promo or fly.
And fly.
Well, he could cut the coked out promos. He just couldn't cut a real promo.
He could never quite tame that mullet either.
I messed that up.
There was always a curl coming out the wrong way.
First of all,
he could never quite put that shit together.
Sid Vicious's ramen
I do too.
Hair. I love that Sid Vicious ramen hair because it was beautiful to watch.
I do too. It was fucking tremendous. But there was always one low curl that stuck out from the rest. There was always one or the other. It was in a different spot. He could never quite tame that shit, but it was still beautiful.
Yep.
But yeah, no, the main event was damn near close to match of the night too. I probably lean towards Nyla and Britt.
So would I.
I thought Team Taz against the Varsity Blondes was a
That
damn
was
good
a
match.
very good match. I
I'm
actually
wondering-
can't wait to see Hook in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too, because I know like Cody trained him, and then Taz, and whoops, and now
Can we give it up real quick? Can we give it up to Brian Cage going up against Sting and like having a good, safe match with Sting?
right? Can we give it up to
Like-
Sting for looking better in a ring than Goldberg, like everybody thought would happen? And the man is older than Goldberg, but he's a wrestler, so
Yes.
there's a huge difference.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I still worry about Sting. I mean,
I did
oh,
too. When
absolutely.
Oh my God, yeah.
Cage powerbombed Sting, I was sitting there like,
But the thing is, if you watch that in replay, it was a perfect and the safest power bomb I think I've seen in a long
no, it
time.
really
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
was. And Sting knows how to take a bump, so it worked out okay. But still, when it happened, I was in full Britt Baker pose. I was like, oh,
But the thing is, though, like,
not my
yes,
icon.
Sting does know how to take a bump, but Cage is also a safe wrestler,
Yeah.
True.
and he kept his wrestling
Very
partner,
true.
or, his opponent. He wrestled him safely and made sure that he was, he made sure to build a safe environment for him. I keep saying safe, and I'm hating myself, but he was
There's no other-
cautious.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it.
cautious
Safe,
of what he
conscious,
did.
it's the same thing.
He protected Sting.
Well, at least
is
I'm
what
not saying
trying to
safe.
say.
Thank you. Yes.
Which is what you're supposed to do in the ring. So
Yeah.
I just want you guys to know that my sister
Kudos
still
to the
thinks
machine.
it's real. She just said, "Screw Brian Cage."
that's okay. It can be real to you, damn it. We still love you. But yeah,
He's perfectly fine.
Brian Cage did his job,
Still
and he
real
protected
to me.
Exactly. But Brian Cage did his job. He protected Sting. Sting looked good. So kudos.
Love you, kid.
Am I the only one who freaked out when you saw Darby Allin's coming down to the ring?
No.
Off that wire?
All I
No.
thought was,
Yeah,
you guys know.
I think
Yeah,
I know where you're going with
I
this.
still
Yeah.
see it, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh God, why?"
I immediately had flashbacks. I really did.
But here's the thing. Did you see the freaking he could barely get out of the fucking harness when they put him in the ring.
he had
so
like
he was in
a
there.
he had a legit harness going on. Like he could barely get out of that shit when he hit the ring.
He hit the ring and he was trying to swing his skateboard and couldn't get off the harness. Couldn't get off the zip line. So okay,
I
they
was
were
like-
safe.
I was
Help!
I was there like, okay,
Help
I
me.
don't care about that blotch. That means you were safe.
But I did. As soon as I
Right?
saw him coming down the zip line or whatever, I immediately had those flashbacks. And I used to have it for Sting when he came from the rafters too. Like I've had it ever since that night.
Yeah.
And I think
Apparently, there's something wrong with me because I had like Shawn Michaels flashbacks, and I was like, yes, right that zip line.
okay,
So
yeah.
there's
you were
something
like-
wrong with me
You
there.
went to
We're
something.
like
You went to a
two-
happy place, which
Yeah,
is
we're
good
like
for you.
two-
We all went to
when-
dark side of the
when-
ring
when
immediately.
When Owen happened, you were like
Yeah.
2.
Oh come on, you know I wasn't. You know what? Fuck you guys.
Oh, okay.
She was-
Sorry, you were 7.
I was gonna say she was
Probably, yeah.
5. Stop. No, but
All right,
that
fuck you guys. Fuck you
no,
guys. I was 13.
honestly,
I was in the double digits.
she went to a happy place. We all went to dark side of the ring.
Yeah.
So I think we really, we should be knocking Wendy. We should probably be more like the whole ass vibe at the bottom.
Listen,
the
suck it,
vibe.
okay?
Okay, do I have to add that to the intro now? The whole
I think
last
you need
vibe,
to.
the first
Yeah,
the
the
whole
whole
last
last
vibe, and the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling.
Something like that. Yeah, I think
can
we
do
need
that.
to.
I can make
Yeah,
that work.
yeah.
When she's had multiple people say you're just a whole vibe,
Just
you're
a
not,
whole ass vibe.
I'll make
then
it
I think we need to.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a thing from now on.
Just
It
like
is a
Pepsi
thing.
Phil.
Yep.
Yeah.
But be the group like, "What's up, Pepsi Phil?"
Brand new from Pepsi Phil.
When I get my big button maker, I'm gonna make you a special button that says Pepsi.
Pepsi
Phil.
Phil.
I'm still gonna take that. I'm gonna wear that with pride.
How's it fuck
Nice.
yeah.
Pepsi Phil.
Nice.
Middle of
Nice.
the show, Pepsi Phil.
Yes.
And I think the last thing from which we touched on a little bit from AEW was this Paul White signing. Like how out of left field was that shit? I seriously
was
thought
awesome.
I seriously
doing
thought he was still
commentary.
under contract. But that's the thing, he's supposed to be doing commentary, but there was even Tony Khan said online, like he's gonna work with some people, he's gonna do some commentary, but he will be getting back in the ring. So are we Are we eventually getting led into like, the match that never happened,
No.
Show versus Shaq?
No.
No, I
Please,
don't.
God,
hope
no.
I
No.
hope not, but I feel like it's coming.
No.
I feel like Tony Khan is like, here's Paul White and your bowl of foreshadowing.
If you stop and think about it, the writing was on the wall because his show got canceled on YouTube, which was a WWE show.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Got canceled on Netflix, not YouTube. Got canceled on Netflix.
Oh, my bad.
And
Yes.
then that the segment with Randy Orton that we seen on the Clark Street page where Randy just kind of grabs him by the face and sets him down and talks a bunch of shit to him, like, dude, bro. Randy Orton don't do that shit to the Big Show.
That was straight disrespectful. That's there. You can't deny that.
I mean, everyone says the main thing was it was probably money was the only reason. I kind of feel like that can't be the case because like everyone said the same thing. I didn't even know he was leaving.
I didn't either.
So
I didn't even know he was. I thought he was under contract. So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is a joke."
Yeah.
And then hours later, I realized it was real, and I was like, "What? Wait, what? How did that? Wait, when? Why?"
His friends and crew in the back were like, he said nothing about it. Like he just one day he was there, and all of a sudden his locker was empty.
He's just like, "See you next week, guys." Nope.
He probably wants to have a couple more matches, and Vince and the crew were like, "No, man, you're gonna work backstage, or you're not gonna do anything."
Yeah.
And he was probably like,
"True."
Bye.
It makes me wonder though, because there is that like 90-day non-compete clause. Like, what? How was his contract different with the E that he's able to do this transition so quickly? Or did it end 90 days ago, but it was just real low key, and he was just like, "Oh, write out these 90 days with y'all."
Yeah, like
that's what I mean.
Maybe
and he was just
WWE
like,
didn't
write out these
release
90 days and then I'm out.
WWE didn't release like the future endeavors thing for Big Show or anything. They just kind of kept it on the low, and they maybe were trying to work something out with him in those 90 days and didn't.
The other thing is he could have been on a Legends contract as well, which a Legends contract is a lot different than an active wrestler's contract.
True. It's like when they let go of Kurt Angle, I think he was on one, and he could have gone here, there, and everywhere. He didn't, but he could have.
Well, he needs to retire and stay there.
I think Kurt is done.
Pretty fucked up.
I think Kurt is done. He's done enough for the business. He's had enough done to him by the business. So, but I'm just saying, like when he left, he could have went and got a job anywhere immediately. So maybe Show was on that kind of deal too. I don't know. Just the whole thing took me by surprise. It's gonna be interesting to see what he can do on a commentary table.
I think he's gonna be gold. I really do. I think he's gonna be. Really
I hope
good.
so.
I hope so.
I would actually like to see him and Taz do the new Dark Show.
That would be cool.
Ooh, that would be great.
Anything with less Excalibur is good by me.
Anything with more Taz is good by me.
That too. Well, you know that's a given for me.
The only thing I actually was happy about with Paul White was the fact that they could finally have an actual big man in the back actually work with like all the big guys.
Big men?
With the big men,
actually make them big instead of like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I love Lance Archer and I love him doing a ropes thing, but I kind of need them like to actually have a big division. And I feel like Big Show can pretty much either teach them or kind of help, like, I don't want to say lead that, but I do think he could probably be like a good driving force on how to like work, how they can work more.
Yes.
Do we see AEW taking a New Japan approach in a couple of years and have a junior heavyweight championship and a heavyweight title?
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
AEW title be like a heavyweight title and then have a junior heavyweight title?
I wouldn't mind that at all because it would be like a big fuck you to the some of the non-believers. Like, oh, you think we're all petite wrestling? Well, guess what? Now we're going to bring back the junior heavyweight title and we're going to have these insane matches with all the talent that we do have.
Like
so
250 and up.
Yeah, everybody up to like 205, but like 220 and under, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In my nightmare, Marco Stunt is the first one to hold that.
I hate your fucking face right now.
That was funny though. I don't want to see it happen, but that was funny. I was thinking
He'd
Jungle
have to
Boy,
put rocks
but
in
okay.
he'd have to put
Phil.
rocks in his pocket just to be able to make weight.
I was thinking Jungle Boy, but we weren't that far off.
It would. I mean, Jungle Boy would actually be a better one at it. But
Listen,
Yes, Jungle
listen.
Boy is more legitimate.
He's a
sometimes I
very
wanna watch-
tremendous talent.
But I will admit, sometimes I want to watch the world burn, and like giving him the belt would literally just have everyone losing their stuff.
listen,
About it.
Phil, listen to me. Listen to me. It was my idea to have you on the show. Don't fucking disappoint me.
Okay, now, okay, calm down.
Don't
Be
disappoint me.
Hey, be nice to
God.
the special guest. Okay.
Oh my god, had a random idea. Wouldn't it be hysterical if like somehow, some weird ass way, Marco ended up in like a three-way, like a
That's not even. I don't
match.
even want to think about a three-way with Marco.
A three-man match,
Not that
right?
tight.
And it's like, you know, going up against for the AEW heavyweight title, and like the other two are just so beaten and everything. And Marco's just kind of like, well, no one's paying attention to me, and like pinned one of them, and then he became the champion. And it'd be
Wendy.
like, what the fuck?
Eat a bag of dicks.
Bruce is so mad. It's the beard, I'm telling you. Oh, by the way, shout out to PETA who had said, you know, I like the idea. You should bottle that and sell it. Pepsi Phil.
Thank you.
Oh my
But yeah, and then Brian had said like when I read Paul White signing, my jaw dropped like I got choke slammed. Yeah, I was with you. And what was the other one? And he's also been wondering
Thank
where
you,
the
Matt.
light heavyweight division is in AEW. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mac nailed it. AEW needs more titles. Period. Too much
think
talent,
yes.
not enough titles.
Yes, Mac.
Yes.
If they do anything, they need a 6-man.
Let's. I was gonna say let's wrap it up like this. Do we believe junior heavyweight title? Would you put that in AEW?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can pull
Trios or 6-man titles? Do they
They've
belong
already
in
got
AEW?
enough trios teams.
that. Mhm.
Yeah, they should definitely do a trios title.
You know, like I understand they want to start slow, but I feel like they have what they need there for at least these two titles because they have so many at least 3-man groups and they have so many smaller wrestlers that are extremely talented.
I honestly think they're trying
It
to
makes sense.
spread them out because the TNT title is really not that old yet. I think
Is it
once
terrible?
once the TNT title hits about a year, we'll
Then
probably
maybe they'll
see
come
the
out with
trios.
another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the women's
I was gonna
tag,
say,
one or
is
the
it
other.
terrible that I think they should just get rid of the diamond ring?
Wait, has it actually been? Is it actually? Is
Don't
it
you
useful?
fucking
Like, I mean-
say
There it is.
Like, don't get me wrong, but there's like, because of the fact that your boy is in the inner circle, that
I still
diamond
don't
ring-
like it.
I know the diamond ring pretty much gets marginalized and isn't like a
Yeah.
factor anymore.
And honestly, it
wasn't
hasn't been
supposed to
defended
be.
once in
It
2
wasn't
years.
supposed to be.
Like people complain about the FTW title. It's been defended more than the Diamond Ring.
It really has.
It's
And yet the Diamond Ring is actually recognized, but the FTW title isn't. I don't fucking get it.
Not.
the diamond ring was made for MJF. That whole match and that whole gimmick was just for MJF.
Because MJF can't
Which
live
is
without that
perfectly
ring.
fine,
He's a
'cause I would-
wrestling god.
It is perfectly fine. Like, I would love him to be the
I knew it was
diamond ring.
So
coming.
he can just kind of like boop, right in the pooper.
Exactly.
With the
I
ring.
really hate
Wardlow.
your face right now, Wendy.
Well, no, the thing about it
He
is,
can
I
stick his
would love
fingy in the
diamond ring.
sphinxy and get the doodoo nail.
What were you saying?
Oh,
I would, here's the
Someone's
thing,
been
though.
watching too
I would
much Big
love
now.
MJF to have the diamond ring and defend it and never lose it, and literally be like, he would screw over everyone who tries to get it, which makes
See,
the diamond
that I
ring-
could fuck with, but no,
That would be
he's
great
just
to
like, I
see.
have a ring, man. I'm like,
Yeah,
so
like,
Man.
like at a certain point,
Exactly.
everyone would know
But-
the ring's not going to get one. It would just to be, how is MJF going to screw over this guy?
But now that I've actually brought up unrecognized titles, I think it's time to switch to Impact because last Tuesday
Fuck Moose. He's dumpster fire.
Segways.
wasn't it beautiful outside of Brucey's interruption.
Sorry.
It was.
Last Tuesday, Scott D'Amore had actually announced that the TNA Championship will be recognized in Impact Wrestling. It's not replacing the Impact title; they're just adding it in. And so Moose is an official champion, which I'm like,
Hell yeah.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's at this point, doesn't it feel like it's well deserved for Moose? I know
No.
he just picked that title up to begin with, but he's defended it on multiple occasions. He had that war with EC3 and won. He's been a whole new guy since that match with EC3. Does he deserve to be recognized as the
No.
TNA champion at this point?
No.
Okay, Brucey says no. How about Phil? Pepsi Phil, what do you think of that?
I actually think it is. He's done great. Like he's got.
Damn it, Phil.
Like, I'm sorry, like, no, the thing I love about him is
Yes,
like,
Phil.
like he actually carries that belt like a champion, and when he's in at Impact, he does a good job. Whether you like him or not, which honestly I understand why you wouldn't on some level, but
Yeah.
by and large, at this point, it's less about him and more about that belt. And if he can like not make it look like trash, 24/7, no comment. You can literally make that one
went
work.
I'll take the hidden joke in there.
He went there.
The hidden jab. Way to
There's
go,
a
Jericho.
recognized title that Bad Bunny is
Don
holding.
Callis. Way to go.
There is a recognized WWE title that Bad Bunny is in possession of right now. So, if you want to say, does Moose deserve to be recognized as champion? I say, hell yeah. The same way Brian Cage needs to be recognized as FTW champion. This man, I don't personally like him. For those of you that don't know, usually Tuesdays I'm watching Impact on Jessica Havoc's Twitch, and whenever he comes out, everybody in the live chat just starts typing "Boos," as in boo this man, just boos.
They
But-
Can I
know.
just say, I love that
But-
you're like, I personally don't like him. Like, he personally antagonized you one day. Like,
He
just
does.
don't.
he
Like,
was rude to
he's-
you one
I mean,
day, and you were
honestly,
like, F that
hey,
guy in particular.
If you want to be real about it, he's kind of basic, so it's not.
Yeah,
Just
There's
kind of.
nothing special about Moose.
Kind of
basic
Nothing.
people in general kind of rub me the wrong way. So that's why I said personally. But I don't like him that much. I respect the hell out of him because he's actually grown since coming to Impact. He's gotten to better shape. He's worked on his in-ring stuff. He's worked on his mic skills. He actually, like Pepsi Phil said, he looks like a champion. He's walking in the suits with the title on his shoulder and big. But now when you put him next to, no offense, when you put him next to the Impact World Champion, who is like 8 inches shorter, 100 pounds lighter, wearing the old Back to the
Nappy-headed.
Future sunglasses on top of his head. Some might say that maybe Moose is a little more deserving of the recognition than the Impact champion. Not me, but some might.
I'll say,
that.
fuck the Impact champion.
Listen,
I didn't say
Fuck
that.
yourself.
I watched that Scott D'Amore segment with Moose in the ring. Dude, that motherfucker sounds like Jake Hager on the mic. Don't tell me he can fucking
yeah.
talk.
He does
He
not.
sounds just like Jake Hager. He's shit
He
on the
does
fucking
not.
mic. He's just another fucking big guy that does the same spear as fucking Roman and Bobby Lashley. The dude's trash. He was trashing ROH. He's trashing Impact. I said it. I'm done.
Okay.
I like Peter's response to Bruce. He said,
better
but
Yes.
he said, but Moose does what a heel should do,
No,
like
he doesn't.
MJF.
No, he doesn't.
He really does.
He will never be anything near MJF heel. He doesn't.
Oh no, but he
No,
does
Roman
what a
Reigns can
heel
wear a
should
fucking
do.
suit. Does that make him a good
unfair
heel?
comparison. Tell the truth. That's an unfair comparison. Right?
It is a little bit of an unfair comparison, but I get what Peter's saying. Like, he's got the heel tactics like MJF. I'm not
Well,
saying
there's
he's on
15
that
guys
level.
on their roster.
There's more than that.
Fair.
There is more than that. You are really.
This
You
is-
need to look up the
I
Impact
like-
roster
I like
because it's
Impact,
kind of
don't get me
deep these
wrong,
days.
but-
So this is honestly the real thing I have against Moose that honestly bothers me a little bit. Imagine if you literally enjoy Gatorade, but someone watered it down even more. And Gatorade is technically Scott Steiner when he was not roided out, but actually like just big and like did his thing. That's kind of what Moose is. It's like he's taken like everything after Scott Steiner was really good and just kind of walking around all swole. And then just kind of doing the moves that, you know, he's supposed to be doing as a big guy, but like he doesn't actually put his stamp on it.
I hear you on
Which
that.
is the issue I really have with his wrestling. But
Yeah.
my thing is I'm waiting for someone to beat him. Like I'm waiting for someone to be better than him or come out as like because the EC3 thing should have
EC3 is way better than him.
Yeah,
he just put him
EC3
over
yeah.
because he knew he wasn't staying.
But he still put him over.
Yeah. That's
Because
his
he
job.
Hey, if you read, we talked about Sammy last week, and we thought he was joining Decay, and then reports were he was going to be in this 3-man X Division match instead of Black Taurus, but he was going to lose, so he left. So apparently, sometimes it ain't the job to put the guy over, even if it is a Spanish guy. Like EC3 could have been like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna beat him and then I'm gonna go away, and that's how it's gonna be. And if that means it breaks Moose, so be it. Because Sammy took his ball and went home. Why wouldn't EC3? He doesn't technically go there, just like Sammy. So he must have saw something. If he was like, yeah, I could put this guy over. I could,
he probably saw that paycheck.
Well, that's true too.
What paycheck? From what I understand, they don't get paid.
It ain't ECW, bruh.
Oh no, there was a long-standing point where talent wasn't getting paid over there.
That was the Dixie days, man. That was forever ago.
Can I just point one teeny tiny thing out? The invisible hand, the VP of Impact, takes all these jabs at WWE and ex-WWE talent, and who's holding their main title?
Yeah, the WWE guy. And before that, it was Eric Young, who, he started in Impact, but he had just came from WWE. So I get what you're saying. No, I personally, I love the contradiction.
I would
think
rather
it's
have
hilarious.
Swan versus Omega than Moose.
Wow.
Yes,
okay.
I would rather see Rich Swan get hit with the one-winged angel than Moose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't argue that.
I would
kind of
want
would
to see
too.
Moose get it though, because it would be pretty impressive for Omega to lift such a big ass goon and just bring him down.
He did it to Okada.
Oh, do the one-wing
this is
angel
true,
on Moose? That would be dope.
But Moose is a big ass motherfucker.
Moose is a lot
That would
bigger than
be
Okada.
Moose
great
would
to
hurt
watch.
Kenny, and we don't need that happening right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be assisted.
So I'm guessing you guys saw
Not saying
Peter's
it doesn't have
question.
to
That's
be.
why we're bringing this up. So, if not,
Yes.
we answered your question, Peter. So
I think my big issue though is like I have like absolutely no respect for Rich Swan,
How
so
about-
I can't bring
No.
myself to be like,
I've got no respect
Omega
for either
Swan.
of them.
What's
I mean,
How about
fair.
we transition into another like hot button group of wrestlers here, because
Do
I
it.
think it was just yesterday we started to see photos and video of an Impact Plus taping that Enzo and Cass were at, and
I'm just gonna go. It's my night.
And my first question was why, but when I saw like actual photos and videos of Big Cass, I was like, "Damn, son, you got repped." So the question is like, what should Impact do with Enzo and Cass? Should they just use them as a one-off for this show? Should they sign them? Should they take one and not the other? And how do you feel on it? And I guess we're gonna start with Brucey because he's over here.
So we're gonna let our boy Pepsi.
Are we
Phil
gonna go to
start
Pepsi
this
Phil
one.
first
We're gonna
this
let
time?
Pepsi Phil start.
Okay,
I
Pepsi
will-
Phil, kick
I
us
will
off,
bite
Brett.
my tongue.
I may be biased, so bear with me.
That's
I
fine.
would first say kick
I'm
Enzo
bearing
the
with
fuck
you,
out of
brother.
the entire goddamn stadium. Give
I'm with
Cass-
you.
Cass has, like I said, I am not entirely happy with Cass, but from what I've heard, he's actually turned his life around
Mhm.
and got his shit together. And give him a chance. I'm not saying, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, it's probation. Because, like I said, the stuff that came out when he was having problems, give him his probation. But honestly, in my opinion, keep Enzo as far away from him as possible so he can actually do something.
Yes,
Like
I'm right there with you because I know Enzo is one thing. He's no, you can go away. But as far as Cass is concerned, Cass has been dealing with a lot of the stuff that like Brucey and I deal with on the regular, and so we know. Like, yeah, maybe you fucked up back then, but it's because you had this and that and the other, and you weren't dealing with it, and you've clearly been dealing with it, and you've clearly looked as though you're dedicated to coming back and no pun, but making an impact in this business. And then when we were talking about it in our Facebook group, Devin brought up, not a kind of a similar guy who built his way back up and ended up in a much better place, Drew McIntyre. Now, I'm not saying Big Cass is Drew McIntyre, but I could see him kind of have that same arc where he goes, establishes himself in the indies, comes into Impact, gets on a little TV and starts to make a name for himself, slips into NXT, and works his way back up. I could see Big Cass doing that. I don't really see Enzo doing that. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I didn't like him to begin with, and Brucey will back me up because he was on the first wrestling podcast years ago when they were like the hottest shit in wrestling, and everybody was talking about how great Enzo was, and Brucey and I are just like, fuck that dude, man, he can't wrestle worth a shit. And it showed when he got to 205 Live and eventually left, but when everybody was so big on Enzo, it was Bruce and I on a whole other podcast. Shout out to the No Name Wrestling. Just trying to be the voices of reason. Like, yo, I know he can talk, but have you seen this dude in the ring? Where Cass, I don't know if he could talk so much, but I know he could wrestle at a point, and I know his life turned, and now he's trying to fight back. So I would like to see Impact at least sign him. Do you want to keep biting your tongue, High Class, or should we go? Because if you can, I'm gonna go to the whole ass vibe.
Class, you look like you're about to explode.
He's turning red. That's why I'm asking.
This is my night just to go off on shit and just like.
That's why I set it up, bro.
That's
why I set it up like this.
Do it, Enzo and Cass.
Do it. Get him.
Like, here's the thing. Back in the day, Peter says it perfect. Enzo is a mouthpiece. He's not a fucking wrestler. That's what I liked about him when they were a tag team in WWE. He had a mouthpiece. He had a good stick. He had everything. He had the stick. It was a good and it was good. It worked. It made him money. Now, man, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
They're one of those fucking tag teams that fell off, that don't need to come back together. They're like the fucking reunion of the Shield. Like they just keep coming back. They keep coming back. They keep popping up. Like, fuck them. Fuck the Shield. Yeah, if you want to come back by yourself. Leave that scrawny fucking in the damn dirt.
That's what I'm saying.
And come back and do something. But here's the thing. Cass was never that fucking good. Cass was never that good.
I gotta be honest. I probably haven't seen or heard anything from Enzo and Cass since that ROH New Japan show in the Garden, and they ended up storming in. And what was that now? A couple of years ago, and then they just disappeared again. And this is the first I've seen of them since. And remembering what Cass looked like then, and seeing him now, I'm like,
steroids do you good.
Okay,
bro, that dude had man boobs.
Russian vitamins, sir.
That dude had
Russian vitamin. No, allegedly, but
straight had man boobs.
So here's the thing, though, with Cass. No, he actually was not as great as wrestler, but what I will say is the big guys did start taking him under his wing, trying to make him better. And I truly believe this, like his issues aside, having Enzo around him was a horrible influence. Like,
it really was.
I truly believe that. Like, I think that's why a lot of the stuff didn't land with him. Like, yeah, do I think he needs I think he still needs a lot of work, because honestly right now, he's just a big dude with he's 5 seconds away from just having the exact same moveset as Hulk Hogan. I mean, I'm not lying to you. He basically has that exact same look, they have that same moveset. But if he's by himself, he has no choice but to actually look for help. And I don't think that happens before with Enzo.
Yeah.
Peter, here's the thing. The Blueprint could actually fucking wrestle.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit, yes.
Matt Morgan just never
But
got
he couldn't
the
talk
opportunity.
worth a shit.
Matt Morgan actually got better at talking towards the end, but now he's in politics and he's done.
Right. I know he's like the mayor somewhere, or
he's
something like that. It's crazy.
He's the fucking mayor.
But I think and again, it's just an opinion from what I know, which is when it comes to these guys, very limited, because I haven't really kept up with them and all that. But I feel like the big man might be salvageable. I don't see anything happening with Enzo that hasn't happened before. He's going to get on a roster. He's going to fuck around. He's going to make some money. He's going to talk some shit. He's going to get into trouble, and then he's going to get fired, just like before. So I could be wrong. Again, I'm operating on a limited pool of knowledge with these two, but I just feel like out of the two, maybe Big Cass could be saved. Like, I even saw, in some of the photos that they were coming out with like Super Mechs, and I thought, like, man, if you could put Big Cass and Super Mechs together as a tag team, that shit might actually work. And you could just tell Enzo to shut the fuck up, or go home, or be a manager, one or the other.
Got it.
Because he talks for the two of them. Mm-hmm. That'd be like the only saving grace.
Nope, I got it. It's gonna be a triple threat match at WrestleMania with The Miz, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. Cass is going to come out, and he's going to take out Drew and The Miz and Bobby's gonna win, and he's gonna become the Owen Hart of the Hurt business.
Wow.
Wow.
I was talking about sending him to Impact. You're making him into the Nugget of the Hurt business. Wow, that's a huge jump from where I was going. So okay, that's interesting.
It was supposed to be a joke. I wasn't being serious.
Well, I took it and ran, homie. So
I wasn't being serious.
It's too late now.
A joke.
I mean, as a joke, it was great. As a serious thing, sounds like it has.
It's still not that bad though.
They would consider it.
They would.
Like, you got the people
person.
thinking high class. You did your job.
Damn it.
So, speaking of Mr. Lashley.
Yes. Speaking of the Almighty. Oh my God. Like, I know Raw was a little bit tough to sit through, but when you got to Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman, there was so much like awesomeness in those few
down
minutes.
This rabbit hole, huh?
Oh yeah, we got to.
It was actually pretty good.
We
Like,
have
that
got
match
to.
was actually good.
Because there is at least 3 or 4 of us who saw the match and we all believed it was pretty damn good.
3 or 4 of us, and 2
Three
of us are in
of.
this room right now.
3 of 4 of us. Like you, me, Pepsi Phil, not high class, but us 3, we watched the match and we all thought at one point it was pretty damn good.
I mean, honestly,
Things high class does not do. Watch WWE.
Watch Raw. Watch SmackDown.
He does not
I watched the
scroll.
Cliff Notes.
Don't ask him to scroll.
Don't ask him to scroll.
What else does he not do?
He does not bash
Cliff
MJF.
Oh yes, does
Notes.
not bash MJF.
I will say this: watching Braun Strowman fight Swole Goku was amazing.
Swole Goku.
Swole Goku.
What the fuck, Phil?
Thing is, I love Bobby Lashley,
I do too. I really do.
and honestly, they finally let him be the monster or the chief hurt officer that I'm looking for. Like this is the run they promised us when he first showed up.
Yes.
When he never came about.
Absolutely.
They gave to Brock Lesnar instead.
They made him look so strong at the beginning, and then within months he was dressing up like his sisters, and you were like, what happened? Where did we go wrong?
Yep.
I remember.
How did we get here?
Dom, when he came back to WWE, we were still Battle Royal Wrestling Talk at that point in time.
Yep.
We hadn't become Top Rope.
We weren't yet. No.
And I remember
Battle
we were
Royal
freaking.
Wrestling
We were.
Talk?
Not
that
our.
was our original.
That
name,
was not our
Battle
name. We
Royal.
didn't come
No.
up with that one.
I came up with it. That was the original.
Oh, did you? I thought it was
the
Donuts.
original
My bad.
Facebook group's name was Battle Royal Wrestling Talk.
I thought it was Donuts because he screamed that he came up with that name.
No,
So sorry.
I came up with it, and fucking Donuts ran with it.
Gotcha.
That was
Okay,
our
so he
original
stole the
name.
idea. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes
My
that,
brain is ticking right now like retro logo.
that sounds like just about, We could do a retro logo.
We'll talk later, Brucey.
We could. We definitely could. It's not a bad
But-
idea. We're putting a
but-
pin
Put a
in
pin in
that.
it. We'll circle back.
I remember seeing, like, because actually Wyatt posted it, and it was the screen at it was the Titantron at Raw, and it showed Lashley on it, and he's like, "Yo, Bobby's gonna be on Raw.
Bobby's coming back, dude.
We were like, "Man, come on, that's Photoshop." And damn sure that was
There
that
he
was
was.
when I was still watching WWE on a regular. We were like, "Oh my god," because it was before AEW.
When you could be bothered to watch it.
Yeah, and I watched it because AEW hadn't been born yet.
I mean, sorry, go ahead, Phil.
No, I'm kind of excited that somehow if this works out with like a Lashley Drew battle, I think that could be a whole lot of fun.
Oh,
I think I think
the first one was.
I part of me enjoys saying it, part of me doesn't. I think Miz is kind of one of those interim champions like Ronnie Garvin.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But
He's Bob Backlund at this point.
I wouldn't go that far. Backlund held that bitch for 5 years straight.
Yes, but
Yes,
at
he
one point he lost it to a man named Diesel in like 20 seconds. That's what I was talking about when I said Bob
But he
Backlund.
got it back.
But he lost.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it ends up with quote unquote Bobby beating Miz for the belt, and then you get Drew chasing him, because Drew has said in interviews he loves being a champion, but he enjoys the version of him that actually hunt for the championship for it. I think that could be a whole lot of fun to watch. And Bobby
That's the
Lashley
thing about the
movie-
title, though. The title is like that hot babe that you just like.
Yes.
You go out of your way for
You're
her,
running
and
after
once
her,
you
you're
have her,
doing
you're
everything.
like, now what?
You're like, oh man.
And I think that's what makes title matches so amazing is when you have a good chase story for the title.
Yeah.
When that guy that is wrestling for the title has been just makes the feud that much more because they've never won it or it's been so long since they had it. I could totally see Drew building a faction to take on the Hurt Business,
Yeah, definitely.
chasing down that title because he keeps getting beat down by 5 freaking guys and he needs backup. 3MB, baby. Sorry, just kidding.
No, I'll be honest with you. I thought that's where we were starting to go when he started like buddying with Sheamus, and then Keith Lee came in and they kind of squashed all their stuff. Like I thought they were building a group that was going to help him because Bobby was going to chase after him for that title and he needed backup, and then they all went away.
Yeah.
And now he's back on his own. But I think we might have jumped ahead of this a little bit, but I was going to say, keep it or kill it, Bobby Lashley becomes WWE champion on the next Raw, like tomorrow. Kill it?
It's going to be WrestleMania.
Okay. Okay, so it seems like we got all kills. So I'm not even going to bother hitting the buzzer that many times because I'm going to say kill it too. I'm going to say kill it too. And the reason I really think it's going to happen this way is because we're probably going to get Drew McIntyre getting involved in this match after Bobby Lashley basically cost him the WWE Championship at the Chamber. Like, we haven't seen him since.
The Chamber happened?
Yeah, the Chamber happened. How do you think The Miz got the belt, man?
I had no idea. I thought it was today.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Brucey,
Let me
baby.
catch you up a little bit. So they had a chamber match, and Drew came out of it, but he was like one of the first people, so he was real beat down. And then when he was walking
Yes.
out, Lashley comes out, and Lashley whoops his ass, puts him in the Hurt Lock, throws him in the ring, and then you hear the Miz's music, and the Miz comes, cashes in, hits him with a move, hits him with a skull crushing finale, 3 count, boom, done, new champ.
Okay.
And
So now you're all caught up.
Earlier in the night, there was like a quick segment between The Miz and Bad Bunny where Miz was like, oh, you're a joke. And Bad Bunny's like, well, why are you here? Are you even a champion? And then fast forward a few minutes later, you saw Miz talking to MVP, but they were just kind of like whisper and all that.
Yeah.
And then flash forward, Bobby Lashley beat up Drew, and then he came in and cashed his briefcase.
I do love that Max said keep it. That's dedication. I do want to see Bobby win it. I'm not saying I'm not saying he isn't. I'm saying kill it for Monday, because unlike most
win it at Fastlane.
Unlike most years going into WrestleMania, we usually get Chamber, then we get a few shows, then we get Mania. Now we get Chamber and Fastlane, so they have to have something for this next pay-per-view, which is going to be, as far as I know, the first pay-per-view on Peacock. So. They're going to have Drew interfere in this match. Then they're going to have some type of triple threat at Fastlane for the WWE title. Bobby's going to win that, and then Drew is going to chase him into WrestleMania, and we're going to get Bobby versus Drew. Only now, instead of back at, I can't remember what fucking pay-per-view it was, where Drew defended against Bobby, now it's the other way around.
Yeah.
And they had a great match at that pay-per-view. It's just, I think it was Backlash, but it was the same one with the greatest wrestling show ever. You know, but it was a tremendous match. I wanted to see it again. We haven't gotten it. We will get it at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But it'll be Bobby holding the title and Drew challenging.
Can I also just throw in why I hate the Peacock thing, even though I know it'll be good money-wise for WWE.
Okay, go right ahead.
I'm watching WWE, and they literally do an ad for Punky fucking Brewster.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then they're
Punky
like,
Brewster.
we have them in
listen.
attendance.
That reboot show is fucking amazing. I have Peacock. It actually is pretty good.
Okay.
I trust you,
believe you.
Brucey. I'll check it out.
That's probably true.
I don't know if I'll watch it, but I might. I just might.
Bro, it's got Freddie Prinze Jr. in it too. Come on.
All right, no, fine. I would watch it for Freddie Prinze Jr.
Fair.
I'm not gonna lie.
I guess. I mean, his own show was kind of shitty, but I'll watch it.
But like, I'm just like sitting there going, well, there we are. Because like, then they go to the screens that are real, and you just see the entire team right there, like the entire cast of Punky Brewster watching, which was interesting. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. The only one who I believe was real was Freddie Prinze Jr. I think all the rest of them were just tapes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, to those guys, because I know I know Devin's been saying it. I know Mac wants to see it. to those guys who think Bobby Lashley should be WWE champion, I'm with you. I just don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. What's up, Brucey?
Oh, Peter, you guys are still going to have the network. It's all Peacock.
Yes.
The Peacock thing's only happening in
Peacock is in the U.S.
Yeah.
You'll still get
Internationally, the WWE network will still be available. They sold the U.S. rights to Peacock to NBC. I think it is.
I think he might be talking about the Punky Brewster thing.
Most likely.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the network thing the way you said it. I didn't look at the question.
Well, that's what I thought at first, and I was like, maybe he's talking about the Punky Brewster
It's
thing?
Punky Brewster. Of course it's Punky Brewster.
Oh, maybe he is talking about Punky Brewster. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe they'll put it someplace else.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's a Peacock.
You'll find
original.
it. There's other ways to find it.
You can always pirate everything.
Yeah.
There's other ways.
Allegedly.
Not that they advocate that here.
We do not advocate
No, we do
pirating on this show because we don't want to get shut down, so we do not advocate any of that shit.
There are other avenues.
But I'm just saying, I'm sure you can find a way to watch it. They'll probably do something internationally. I don't know. We'll keep an eye out for you, okay, bro?
Or you could do it old school and have like a friend mail you the VHS.
Yeah, we could do
I'd be
tape.
happy to do that.
I don't know if I got a VHS left, but I'll try to tape trade with you if you want. You just got to pay shipping.
All right, I got my VHS.
Okay, grandma's down. See, we'll help you out.
Okay, so I'm sorry I distracted us with that Punky Brewster thing.
Nah, you're fine, man. It happens all the time. You watched this show before. We derail all the time.
We can never stay on course.
But yeah, that's damn near everything I have outside of like, we already started getting teases for Rhea Ripley on Raw, which I'm excited about.
Hashtag my Rumble winner.
Oh, get over it. Bianca won. Bianca's going to WrestleMania. Bianca's taking on Sasha. It's going to be great.
It's going to be historic.
It's going to be amazing.
Yep.
I can't wait for that match. I'm seriously excited for that one. But Rhea Ripley is supposed to be debuting on Raw. They just said coming soon. And I, for one, am in the same boat with Mick Foley because he tweeted about it and said, like, you can't do this 50-50 booking stuff with Rhea Ripley. Strap a rocket on her and send her to the fucking moon.
Just send her to the moon, man. Send her to fucking Mars, man. Just keep
beyond the moon.
going, man. Just
Mars.
fucking going.
Like, don't make her land and
Peter
contaminate
just asked-
anything. Just send her to Mars.
Bruh, Peter just asked, are we going to talk about Undisputed?
What's there to talk about? Adam Cole is God.
Yeah.
That was a great moment.
Baby.
Like, I wasn't shocked exactly, but damn, Adam Cole came out strong, man. Like he
is the Undisputed Era.
especially
Yeah, he
that.
is.
Like, don't get me wrong. The super kick on Finn Balor at like Vengeance Day was kind of out of nowhere, but you thought, oh, he's going after the gold. And then he started going after Kyle O'Reilly. You were like, wait a minute. And then the following week when he came out and he's talking about how horrible he feels and what a mistake he made and everything else, and then turns around and lays out Roddy and just says, you're stupid, and jumps up. I'm like, oh, that's Adam Cole. That's the dude I remember. That guy right there.
Adam Cole will be on Monday Night Raw very soon.
Yes.
That makes sense. That actually does make sense.
It would make a lot of sense. But at the same time, I feel
we'll
bad
never
for
see
him
again.
because he's so
Pretty
little.
much. Do you guys think we're ever going to see Pam Blanco ever again?
I hope so.
I don't know. I don't even know because they had this whole thing going with Adam Cole, and now if Adam Cole is the real Adam Cole again, how the fuck did they make Pam Blanco a face? Like that's not gonna go well. That's just not gonna
they're
go
gonna
well.
fucking team up.
Oh no, please no.
Oh my God,
no.
they team up and they take out O'Reilly and freaking Roddy in a tag match.
That would be
Could you imagine like
What a
a tag
swerve!
team fight pit? A tag team.
this
fight
is
pit.
all off script, but could you imagine like all of a sudden the guys from Undisputed Era are now like Balor Club or some shit?
War Games.
Yep,
Pam
and
Blanco,
William Regal is
Adam
uttering
Cole.
those two words that just happened. You know,
Pam Blanco,
War Games.
Adam Cole,
Yes.
Burchell,
Yes.
and Lorcan
Yes.
versus Finn,
Yes.
Kyle
O'Reilly,
O'Reilly
Yes.
and Roddy.
Fish, and
Yeah.
Roddy.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Ooh.
All of it. All of it. Regal, make it happen.
Shit.
Book it.
Yeah.
Now.
Book it.
Make it so.
Engage.
That'd be kind of terrifying. Because I gotta tell you, when they do war games, like for some reason, when you
They
get
do it
that
right.
to do a war game, it's a train wreck. with a wrestling match sprinkled within it because it is terrifying to watch. Like I
It is,
enjoy
but it's
watching
great.
but I'm just like, and the best part is I enjoy Adam Cole. And he will sacrifice because they talk about when you jumped off the top of the cage. Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
But he did it anyway.
He literally is terrified of heights. And everything.
Adam Cole, for some reason, is like a pretty boy version of Mick Foley. Because if you ever heard Mick Foley talk about that Hell in a Cell match, he's like, when I looked down, I said, I don't want to do this. But it was already too late. Like I was in it. There. So I did it anyway. Fuck it. And that's Adam Cole in War Games. Like I didn't want to do any of this crap. Like air raid crash from the top through a table. I didn't want to do it. I said, fuck it. I did it anyway. It's just he's got the soul of Mick Foley with those amazing blue eyes. I don't know what it is. He's got that it factor.
I don't know. I wore my Adam Cole shirt tonight.
Okay, well here's a question.
I know. I want to go grab my long sleeve tee now.
Well, here's my question. So if he goes to the main roster, what do they do with him?
Not a fucking thing.
Yeah,
he sits in catering like everybody else.
Because I'm trying to.
I guess you could probably send him after the U.S. title in Riddle. I mean,
he's gonna be sitting right next to Rhea Ripley eating fucking celery sticks and ranch dressing.
Dude, if they don't use Rhea Ripley,
they don't do ranch. Have you seen Ripley's figure? She doesn't even say the word ranch.
No.
Have you seen those shoulders? She's like ranch. I don't know that bitch.
That woman gets more. They don't
have ranch in Australia.
That woman gets more swole by like the week. Every time you see Rhea Ripley, she's got a bigger muscle here or a bigger muscle there. You're like, damn.
Wow, she's got more muscles than her dude. Have you seen those? I'm just like,
I have.
My guy.
That's a small man in comparison.
Like,
I have definitely seen that dude, and I don't understand it. And
she picks him up and carries him across the threshold.
I think he's a trainer. He's like
while we're on this subject, because I know there's a few people in the chat that asked me, it might have been when it had to go solo, what the hell MSK stood for. I'm still not totally sure. But if you watch Vengeance Day and you heard what's his name, Josiah Williams, the rapper that came out with Adam Cole, did Sean Spears music, all that. He did a rap for the intro for that match, and he called them the Must See Kids. So maybe they ain't.
I like the pot smoking stuff.
Not officially, but Must See Kids might be what MSK stands for, because that's what Josiah Williams said. I'm pretty sure he had to clear that with NXT or Triple H or whatever before he said it. So maybe that's what it stands for. I know Peter had asked, and Brian had asked, and Chris, and when they asked, I said, I have no fucking clue. I'm just calling them. So? I'm calling them the artists formerly known as the Rascals. I'm not even calling them MSK.
I'm just glad Trey stayed in Impact.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
He really was the standout of the three, anyways.
He really was. No lie, he really was. I mean, NXT took the two mediocre ones, and they were like, nope.
I think they were originally supposed to get all three, and then after Trey, because Trey said he had family stuff going on, when the other two signed, he decided not to sign and go back to Impact.
Okay, that makes total sense, though. All right, cool.
I mean, I was genuinely shocked when they won the Dusty Challenge, because I was like, that's an interesting direction.
That had me beyond shocked, because that was the whole thing where I was talking last week about, like, is NXT a brand or are they developmental? Because you use these people and like you'll bring in MSK out of nowhere and give them a Dusty Cup as if you're a brand and you need to get these guys out and you need to get them on TV and you need to do this. But you developed the grizzled young veterans all the way back before the Dusty Cup last year when they came over from the UK, and then you had them pull up short in the finals again. Like, they're now the Buffalo Bills of NXT. No matter how you look at it.
Well, they're
going to be walking out next week, and Marv Levy is going to be their coach.
It's okay. The Wish.com Fashion Police won the tag titles in NXT UK.
That's true. Pretty deadly, yeah.
The Wish.com Fashion Police.
They really are. They I thought I was the only one that thought that, but they really are.
Wish.com Fashion Police.
They really are.
But I think... Because we're already beyond like my entire long ass rundown. Yes, amazingly, I think we have finally gotten through everything we need to talk about. I
Yes.
think it was a great show. I want to thank Pepsi Phil for showing
Thank
up
you,
and
Pepsi Phil.
and
Your
being the
name-
honor.
Your name went from like Philippe to
Phil to
Philippe
Pepsi Phil, all
to
in
Phil
less than 2
to
hours.
Pepsi Phil. And,
It started with a very amusing. Can I say this? The Black Gorbachev? Yes, you can say the Black Gorbachev.
my
It is
God.
not
Like,
you're not
listen-
dropping slurs or anything, so
No,
you're
you're
totally
not.
okay, my
Listen,
friend.
I'm
And
just.
you are not a Russian.
And then it
spy.
just and
No.
then it just went all over
As
the
far as we
place.
know.
And now he's Pepsi Phil.
Yep.
But we definitely want to thank Pepsi Phil for coming in and being the honorary fourth horseman tonight. This was
Yes.
so much fun.
No,
thank you.
so much. This was actually.
Oh, no problem.
Hey,
Anytime,
he's our
bro.
Sean Spears of FTR.
Yes.
Oh God! Next, he's gonna call him a good hand and
Love
get
and
hit with a
everything.
chair.
But here's the thing, though. But here's the thing on my underwear. Whose face is on it?
I'm gonna guess Wendy, but that's just
No.
that's just an educated
please
guess.
don't.
It's gonna say hashtag the vibe right on your junk
The whole
with
ass
Wendy's
vibe.
face with Wendy's face on your ass.
But
this
Okay.
with this.
okay,
was
before I die or Brucey passes out, please, high class, give us the social medias because they've been off and running.
If y'all didn't catch my live video where I shocked the world with no beard,
With that face.
you know, we're trying to hit 400 followers on Facebook, and you can find us at Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook. Help us out, share our page, tell your friends that love wrestling, because if I know you listen to this show or you watch this show, you like wrestling and you have friends that like wrestling.
Absolutely.
Share it, let them know. We're trying to hit it. We're only 7 away, I think I said.
I think
Don?
we had a couple of
6.
people.
We're
We're like
five.
between
We're
4
5
and
away.
6 because we had a couple of people come in
Yes.
after your video. So
So
we're like
we're
4 to 6 members away from 400, which
four-
last year we started with 40. So
Yes.
we want to keep it
Come a
pushing, but
long
we
way.
definitely would like to get to 400 before WrestleMania. So anybody that feels the need, come to Facebook, invite yourself. It's fun. You can maybe take one of my titles, maybe.
Then you can also find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. We were pushing to get 200 on Twitter. We actually are at 201 now. So we
Are
hit
we?
up-
Because I'm still getting
Yes.
199. Okay.
I saw 201 before the show started.
we
so
just
hit our
hit
goal.
200 as we came in.
And then you can also
That is
find us.
what's up.
We need our real help is on Instagram, and we need to help ourselves as well. So if you guys can find us on Instagram, man, damn cokes. You can find us at top
Blasphemous.
_rope _wrestling _talk on Instagram. And here's the thing, we still have our merch. I also mentioned in that video we're doing a merch reboot. We
Yes.
love our wrestling logo themes, our not knockoffs, but our tributes to some of our favorite shows
Tributes.
and companies. We need our own original logo. We need an original Top Rope logo, something that's ours, that we
Right.
can say is ours, that we didn't
And that's
borrow
where
someone
maybe-
else's logo.
And that's where maybe, just maybe, one of y'all comes in.
What we're asking is for you guys, our fans, to come up with logos for us, and us three, sorry Pepsi Phil, and the merch maker will make a decision on a new logo for us. And if you win, you get your choice of a mug or a shirt
With your logo.
with your logo on it. So please join the chase. You can hit it, you can message us, or you can just actually, you know what? Post your logos on the page. Post
Yes.
the logos
On the
Twitter.
Facebook page, the Twitter.
Tag us in
Hashtag,
Instagram.
Hashtag TRWT merch.
Yes, there you go.
Mhm.
Hashtag TRWT merch, and post it on Twitter or post it in our Facebook group.
Mhm.
If you want to get one of our old shirts, because we are still selling them, we still have them. If you want to get one of our show themed shirts, you can go to TRWT merch on Facebook, or you can also go on the gram, and it's at TRWT merch
Underscore.
TRWT underscore merch on
Hey.
there. And you can reach out to the merch maker. She'll give you prices and everything.
Yeah.
She was talking about doing some deals coming up soon, so stay tuned for those.
Yeah, we're
as
working
well.
out a new deal for March as we speak. We were just talking to her about it last night. But we have stuff, like for everybody. We have men's stuff, women's stuff. We even have stuff for kids. My son has a Stay Fresh cheese bag shirt. Okay. We got mugs, masks. We're working on buttons. We can practically do anything you want. I'm hoping maybe one of these days we get a notebook going, but that's just me.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Let's
But we're
sell a few
working
more
to
shirts.
expand. We're even working on a TRWT webpage where we can put everything and make it one-stop shopping. It hasn't happened yet, but Wendy and I are working on
So
it.
in summation of all this, we're working on growing and expanding.
Exactly. And we
can
need
only
your
do
help to
this
do
with
that.
your help.
Exactly. And
help
of course,
small
there's
businesses,
and of
please.
course with Fox Den Productions, we're maybe 6 or 7 subscribers away from 100.
Yes.
It's like, okay, if we have 400 members on Facebook, we got 200 on Twitter, we got these numbers, then we want you to get involved with the show. And so please come to Fox Den Productions, subscribe there. And you will find all kinds of content. This is the flagship, but we have Drunk Upon a Time, which is a very fun, very stupid show about next to nothing, but we laugh a lot. We have Mutant Rejects, which is a lot of like X-Men, MCU, whatever type stuff we can throw in there. And then, of course, you got the TRWT 3 and our soon-to-be 90 episodes. So there's a lot of content in one place for you to sit back and enjoy. Please come subscribe. And now that I got that out of the way, let's move on to the whole ass vibe, so she could tell us she could tell everybody where to find our podcast.
Before I do, hey Philippe, do you have anything you want to plug?
Oh, my bad.
Pepsi
Just a
Phil.
thought.
Yeah, right now, Instagram is the only one I have. You can find me on there under Black Gorbachev, which means it's perfectly fine to say because it hasn't.
See, he calls himself that.
They haven't canceled me on Instagram yet, so we're still good.
Only
yeah.
I called him the cold ass honky, and that was a mistake.
That one stayed up, so you were good.
Yeah, that was fine.
So yeah, that's honestly, like that right now. That's the because I have a bunch of like stuff coming out, but it's not really ready to announce just yet. So
Okay,
So there
cool,
are
cool.
stuff in the works.
yes,
You'll let us know when it's ready.
And
So
you can
speak up,
find
so-
you can
so
find
speak up,
Pepsi
like,
Phil in our group on Facebook. Like
Yes.
we hang out there all the time. We talk about the shows. We go back and forth on news and stuff. So if you like Pepsi Phil and you want to come, chit chat with him or whatever, Top Rope on Facebook is the place to be.
my claim to fame there is I have never won a belt in any of those damn.
How is that possible?
Did
You know, next
has
time.
Dan won a belt?
Yes, Dan finally did last
So
year.
you're the new groomsman.
He's the new groomsman. Yes, always
Dan, if
always a
you're watching
groomsman.
this, you are no
never
longer
the groom.
groomsman.
No, he hasn't been for like a year, but Pepsi Phil took over the title of groomsman because
Never
that was
won one.
Dan
You
for
know
like
what? You know what?
2
This
years,
year-
no lie.
As the keeper of the what's
Of
it
the
called?
forum?
As the keeper of the spreadsheets, of the forms. I mean, who knows? Maybe randomly numbers
You're
might
gonna
get
so
flipped a
so you're
little
gonna
bit.
Don't,
stop rigging
no,
it, you're
no,
gonna stop
no,
rigging it
please.
for Dom, and now you're gonna start rigging it for
People,
Pepsi Phil.
I was just about to say you are opening a can of worms that you want nothing to do with. Trust me.
No.
Jesus, no.
I've listened to 2 years of
Don't
it's
come at me
fixed.
crying.
No,
Not
I'm
now.
good. Okay.
Don't at me, y'all.
That's why all y'all walked into Royal Rumble
Just a
trying to take
joke.
my title, and when it was all over, who had that belt? Me. I'm just saying.
Right. Focus.
Anywho,
Tired.
You can
No.
find us on anchor.fm/TRWT. From there, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can find us on iHeartRadio as well. Go there, give us a little looky-loo, and boop, there we are. TRWT.
Did you just say looky-loo?
she did.
Yeah, I did. Just give us
Oh,
a little
okay.
looky-loo.
Get
You
over it.
search. You go to your search bar, you type it, you hit that little magnifying glass, and then it's like, boop,
There we
sup,
are.
shorty? Here we are.
Oh, can I just make one last comment? And
Yes.
So, I don't know. Y'all may remember the story. So, I recently bought my first belt, like the WCW official belt.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
let me just say this right now. My aunt who passed away would actually love this a lot because literally we used to watch wrestling, and her the darkest day for her to this day is still the day Baby Doll turned on Dusty Rhodes, costing him the belt. Literally.
I remember
And
that.
like when she passed away, I did not have the heart to tell her it wasn't real or that Baby Doll was fine. But she went to her grave still hating Baby Doll.
Wow.
Wow.
I love her with all my heart. Oh my
I do too.
goodness.
And I was
This
not going
one's
to
for
take.
her.
And I was not going to take that from her. I was going to you know what? Keep that. Keep that energy.
Yep.
And that's and now fourth wall break. Pepsi, Phil, and I are belt buddies because we both have the big goal.
That just didn't sound right.
But my aunt would have loved.
It's not that kind of belt, Brucey. It's not the one you bring in the closet. It's a whole other belt.
I mean,
You wouldn't know nothing about it.
Who's got the second most titles in this group?
Second.
That's okay. I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I haven't been watching the E, so how am I going to know what's going on?
Fair
That's
enough.
on you, dude.
Fair enough.
All right, let's wrap this bitch up.
Wrap
Anyway,
it up.
thank you everybody in the
gotta go
live
bed.
chat. Thank you especially to Pepsi Phil. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Stay safe out there. Most of all, enjoy wrestling and
Yes, have fun, enjoy it.
and like Grandma Wendy always, or the whole ass vibe. I'm sorry, always says.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Fuck yeah.
Goodbye, mwah,
All right.
and good night. Bang! Wow, we're in sync and
I'm
everything.
better than you.
You wish.
And you
Aline
know
knows it.
Come on, Shells. Come on up, Shells.
Any moment now. There you go.
Burberry scars, strip and carry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Burberry scars, strip and carry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss.
Are you kidding me? Oh, we're still alive?
Yeah, because my shit is frozen.
Bro, I don't give a shit if we're alive. Tokyo Sports confirmed the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships have now been unified. Moving forward, they'll be known as the singular IWGP World Heavyweight Championships.
Wow, I hope we're getting this on live. That's dope.
Oh, it is.
Because
Both championship belts will be retired and a new championship belt will replace them. All right, we're done.
I'm totally locked up, guys. I can't do shit.
Well,
that happened.
Yeah, that's a thing that happened now.
well, ladies.
Okay. Well,
No, there's no ladies here.
there's
Gentlemen.
no ladies here.
Gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
I will
Bye.
talk to y'all tomorrow. I got to go to bed.
Yeah,
Good luck
please.
on your first day tomorrow. Tell me how it goes.
Thank you.
Yes,
if
good
I
luck,
if,
Brucey.
if I
Do it,
have
Brucey.
the energy
Do
to
it.
move, I will.
Bust in there and be like, motherfuckers, I'm your new boss. What?
God damn it, come on.
Later,
That's
guys.
right. That's right. Bye.
Hey, Brucey, good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, I should probably change my name back before I get called out in my next meeting. Wendy, why does your name say the vibe? Because
If you have to ask.
right, then you don't know. If
You don't know. If you don't know, your ass better call somebody.
Ah! On that
Oh.
note, I gotta go as well because I have to actually go into the office tomorrow.
Same here. I gotta take off as well.
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
guys
sad
can jump.
raccoon.
I'm just trying to get unfrozen so I can stop all this.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks again, y'all.
Bye,
No problem,
guys.
guys. Night.
I'm trying to see if I can do something.
I'm
Maybe you have to like
totally-
force quit.
I'm trying. It won't let me do anything.
Just turn off your computer.
That's probably a bad idea.
Just force quit. Force quit.
Like I'm control alt deleting. I'm doing everything. Nothing's doing.
Let's see. Are we still? Yeah, we're still going. Oh no, we're not going. Does say live? Nope, we're still here. We're still here. You're okay.